Andy! Do you know what the best part of the year is?
Summer.
No, try again.
Summer.
Stop guessing summer.
I'm not wrong, though. Why criticize the facts?
PAX time. PAX time is the answer.
I would argue that's in the top 10 and not number 1 because, as stated, summer is the best part of the year.
Well, since my joke backfired immediately, we'll just get to the meat of this video. Chris, Andy, and I all went to PAX South, and as for every PAX we attend, we're going to talk about the games we played.
Keep in mind, PAX South's main focus is board, card, and indie games rather than big-budget AAA releases, so big companies like Sony and Nintendo were not present. Microsoft was there in Minecraft form, but who really cares at this point?
No one! Game time! In no order that matters, we're starting with Masquerada, a tactical RPG that takes place in a Renaissance-type city involving magic-infused masks. This game is currently out on Steam and heading for the Switch very soon. I gotta say, this game is meant for the Switch because it seems like the perfect game to have on a long car ride or a plane trip. The perfect game to pay attention to while someone else does the driving and navigating.
The game does look like a fun one to have on a long trip. Did the demo entertain you?
It did, and I only died once to my surprise. The guy next to me didn't die once, but I think he was just in it for the pin that you get for finishing the demo.
Isn't that why you played it?
I'm offended that you would even mention— Ow!
What happened?
I pricked my finger trying to put the pin on my lanyard. Oh.
Yeah. Next. Next on our list of games will be Y2K, a postmodern RPG. Now we've covered this in PAX videos past, but there's a reason for it. This game is still fun to play, still great to look at, and still has not come out!
If it has released already and we haven't played it, then the game will not go into a PAX mention video. But this is one that still has yet to be more than just a friggin' demo.
Which is sad, because this is a game that deserves to come out, and when it does, it's going to be regarded as an Earthbound type game. That's literally the only comparison we can even make about it.
Please come out, Y2K. We love you. We want you on our screens. Please?
Clusterpuck 99 is another game headed to the Switch that was built to be put there. This team-based game is built for lovers of couch co-op and couch competition. Pick a level, then dash your way to the puck in the middle.
Then take a hazard shot because the other team is closing in fast, and shooting into the abyss is so much better than letting the other team have the puck.
That's an awful strategy. That's like free shooting the ball into the air in Lucio Ball.
And what's the worst that could happen?
They get the puck.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Anyway, this is another game perfect for the Switch with the portability working to the user's favor. Now you have yet another game to play on your toilet. Grab a symbol, grab a team color, then grab the puck, because this game can become a real cluster puck.
Another game we've covered before, but this time we've got some hands-on time with it. At most PAX events, this game's booth is completely encased in people trying to scoot ever closer because an enforcer came by and said they were taking up too much room. Which is true.
This game looks Cuphead levels of difficult from the outside, but the controls are so well done and the patterns can be remembered, making the perceived difficulty of this game much higher than what the real difficulty may end up being.
Plus, you get into the tracks in this game, even the secret level. This game is just fun on all levels and will have you cheering on your one alive friend as they attempt to make it to the end of the boss level with no checkpoints.
Please come out soon. Please? I'll throw in another please if you do. Please? Andy? What's the best type of knight?
The real kind. With a sword, a shield, and armor that you can cut open to reveal the wolf creature inside so you can cut it down and take its belt.
Besides Dark Nuts and Wind Waker.
Oh, still regular knights.
Another flat joke. No, an Owl Knight. Different from the Owl Knight in Castlevania, our main character here can send his owl in horizontal lines at enemies to attack. The goal of this game is to travel along the procedurally generated levels in search of your owl's brother and save him from an evil eagle.
While this game will involve no regular knights of any kind, you can still enjoy playing as this Owl Knight as he traverses the 9 environments in search of bosses, power-ups, and totems for his owl. The pixel art is well done, the controls work very well, and the animation is spot on. This truly is a game that will turn some heads in 2018.
This is an indie game that makes you think bigger is better until a pea-sized blob dashes into you and breaks your combo.
A&G pits you against at least 3 other people in a fight for weapons in space as one of 4 colored blobs. Destroy other characters to get larger, collect guns to do more damage, get bigger to collect more guns. Grow bigger still.
The animation is well done, the expressions are fun, and the level we were able to play on was full of guns and fun. Make good use of that dash though, because dashing directly into a missile launcher attached to the biggest blob could cut your dash short. I would like to start this one out by thanking Stride PR for providing the trailer footage and screenshots used in this video.
Now that that's done, this game is fun. Pure couch co-op fun that gives you a spaceship, projectiles, and a mission. Find the keys for the gate and destroy the boss on the other side.
This game is actually pretty difficult if you start with the laser because you have to stand and face any projectiles headed your way. They even this out by adding in the ability for a ship with the laser to absorb damage for a certain amount of time to replenish the ship's shield.
Plus, a variety of power-up pickups in the 4-player play add to the fun with teamwork and someone yelling at someone else that they looked at a power-up so it's theirs. Just like that cookie I left on the counter.
The bake sale makes excellent snickerdoodles.
This fun 4-player action platformer has a different way of doing things. Each player takes on a different color character that has different abilities. Each character can only jump on enemies and platforms and objects of their own color or of colors mixed together to include them.
This trip into the basics of color theory has fun puzzles, side-scrolling fun, and the worst 4 people trying to pull off a heist of a bank ever. Yellow lifts, blue shoots, red climbs walls, and gray can hold on to things. These 4 abilities and colors must be combined to steal from the rich and give to the... someone.
Well, we only got a short amount of time with this game. We saw its immense potential right away, and we look forward to a full release. To pad the list out, we're including 2 tabletop indie games we played. They were both a part of the PAX 10 and were very good. The first is Bargain Quest.
You run a budding shop in a village and are attempting to guide warriors into your shop to buy things.
Each round consists of each shopkeep picking a warrior of various classes to come to their shop. They each have a set amount of money they can spend on things in your shop, which consists of the items in your hand. Sell them as many as possible. Then all the warriors set off to fight a boss.
If the warrior you sold things to does damage, you get a victory point. If it survives the boss's attack, you get another. If you help a certain class and it attacks and survives, you get an extra point.
The game ends after a certain amount of bosses are defeated, and the winner is chosen by number of victory points players have. Also, every 10 gold equals another victory point. It's a fun tabletop RPG game that will test your strategy and decision-making skills.
There's some other pieces to this game, but we didn't include them because they're just icing on the cake. Next game!
Legend of Zelda type games have been popular among the indie crowd lately, with Blossom Tales and other games attempting to replicate that classic Legend of Zelda feeling we all love. Moonlighter is another one of those, but there seems to be more layers to it than just what I got to experience.
This is a game I meant to mention at PAX East last year, but I never got the chance to actually play it. Andy got to play it here, though.
The game was pretty solid, and traversing the dungeon did legitimately bring back some of that old school Legend of Zelda nostalgia. This is definitely a game you want to pick up if that's what you're looking for, or if you want great pixel art, fluid animations, and an all-around fun game to play. This is another in a long line of indie fighter games that takes on the Street Fighter formula and attempts to add a twist to the system. The twist here being each character has segments to their HP bar. These are how many hits a character can take. They also discuss this strange thing where if you're grabbed, you let go of all controls and you have a chance of getting a full super meter and something else.
I was completely bodied in my few rounds with this game because the dude I played had obviously been sitting there for hours and I almost had him in one round, but he still got me. I can't get into these Street Fighter type games, and while the art is good and the animations are fun and interesting, it's not something I'm going to get into real quick. We gotta bring back the Tenkaichi type fighters.
One day we will relive that awful type of battle system that only James seems to like. I'm not entirely sure what to say about this game. It's a puzzle game, I think. I really don't know.
Yeah, this game is a bit of an enigma to us. You are given characters at random and have to figure out what you have to do with them. Eat them, climb them, poop them out, clean them up, make them fruits, grow them into trees. It's a toss-up sometimes as to what you need to do.
It looked like Chris and James knew what to do, but only because they had been watching people play the demo for about 45 minutes.
That's exactly why. If we hadn't seen people playing already, we would have been totally lost. Anyway, Wadham is this, enigmatic puzzle game in which you try everything with everything to get the next thing to happen. Sure to entertain those looking for a quirky, confusing puzzle game.
James discussed this game in a previous one of these, but this time I'm giving my opinions. It's fun. It's a fun game. You're a whole, and you consume, and that is your whole goal. Consume to become larger, then consume bigger things to become larger. You travel around the ground and gobble up grass, boxes, rocks, buildings, and people. It's a basic concept with a story of some sort, and it's just fun. 2018 will be a great year for indie games, even if you play as an ever-hungry whole.
This is the second tabletop game we played, and it is very much for smart people.
Yeah, and higher difficulties, but it's not as difficult as actually building a stained glass window, which is what you're trying to do with those colored dice. Roll 9, and each player takes a turn grabbing dice from the dice pool.
Place your dice on your stained glass board thing until round 10. Some squares on your board will require a certain number or color, which adds some layers to this. There's also some rules about creating your stained glass window.
You can't place a dice of an identical color or number next to, above, or under another dice of an identical number or color. No yellow yellow, no 6-6. This is counted as an illegal move and will cost you points.
The 9th dice at the end of the round goes on a separate board to mark the round ending. After 10 dice are there, the game is over. Then, count up your points.
Again, there's different things about this game that we don't mention because you gotta play it to find out, because it's worth playing to find out all the facets of this game. It's pretty good. James and I played this game and it was... there. It certainly happened. Due process is sabotage mode from Call of Duty, with each player not being able to respawn after death.
Each team takes turns attacking the defending team and defusing the bomb the defending team is trying to get to go off. This is the basic gameplay and doesn't get much more intricate than that.
It's another basic shooter that uses Doom-type graphics, which is a fun concept, and is done well, but the game itself is uninteresting. Basic controls were added too, with leaning added in from PUBG, but not much more than that. 3 rounds as an attacker, 3 rounds as a defender, and items used in 1 round cannot be used again by your team. So pick your guns, explosives, and handguns carefully, because you and your team can't use them again.
Also, Andy and I got destroyed in all 6 rounds of the game. The announcer guy who was nearby got to announce all of our deaths. Good thing we all got codenames so no one knew who we were. Not that I feel any sort of anger upon death, just, yeah, that.
Yeah, hopefully this game does more than just what we saw.
Monster Hunter World continues to try and hype you up for their game with their massive dragon, their PS4 demos, and their giant monster battles. Does it hold up?
You're opening this up to me, which is a bad idea because Monster Hunter games never drew me in for very long. They're a very play for an hour, put it down forever series, just like Kingdom Hearts or any JRPG that doesn't have Tales of in the title.
That seems like an unfair assessment.
Plus, we have yet to see the whole game. As we do not have a PS4, we couldn't test out the crafting, the mixing of armor bits, the weapon customizations, or the open worldness that this game promises. Based off of the Fight This Monster demo we played, it seems fun.
I really enjoyed the bow and arrow this time as it was given a special ability that dropped metal balls from the sky for some reason.
Also, damage numbers are a thing. They're important. They tell the player that their hits are connecting and that they mean something. Previous installments would show some blood, but the only feedback you would get is bits of the monster eventually showing damage. Here, you get numbers. It feels more impactful rather than just smashing an enemy until it finally topples over and you cut off its ear to make your next sword.
So, you liked it.
It was fun, but again,
We finally got an opinion out of him!
I guess you did.
And those were the games we played at PAX South, a perfect way to kick off the year.
Yep, a great amount of indie and tabletop games to powder out the time between now and the next PAX.
It really is. I look forward to grabbing a few of these and playing them until East, when we'll be playing demos of things we might see at E3, and even more of these games. Also Y2K again, because who knows if it'll ever come out.
It has to now, because I played it again. If they don't release it, they will have betrayed me. That would be a mistake. Until then, let's play a game where you're a whole and you just consume everything to quench your insatiable hunger.
That's gonna be a real good game.
All of these games will be, or are, good games. Look forward to their releases, or grab them now on the platform on which they currently exist. Then, go ahead and follow us on YouTube because we're contractually obligated to say that at the end, just like you're contractually obligated to hit the subscribe button in this contract. Right here. See? It says subscribe. Thank you, and see you in the next video, guys.